I have been a longtime user and fan of SolanaFloor.com because I'm kind of a data person. I really like digging into analytics and understanding where the marketplace is going and what is going on with specific NFTs. You've seen me use SolanaFloor.com in a lot of my market analysis videos that I shoot and release here on my YouTube channel. It's such a helpful tool that any consumer can use for free right now. And this has been really, really beneficial for me to dig particularly into blue chips, because blue chips often determine kind of the overall sentiment and market analysis where the market is going. So the thing is about Solana Floor, though, is there were some features and options that were a little limited, and I was really hoping that they would expand upon them. Well, luckily for me, they are releasing Solana Floor Pro. Now, the way this is going to work is you're going to mint or acquire through secondary what they call the She Guardian NFTs. It's kind of fancy little artwork, but really it's not meant to be a profile picture project or something that you flip. This is really your access into the Solana Floor Pro platform itself, where you can get some enhanced analytics, alerting features, and things like that. So with Solana Floor Pro, you're going to mint this She Guardian. I think the mint price is 1.88 Sol, and immediately that kind of gives you pause because you're used to seeing things like 0.5 Sol and things like that are minting these days, but those are really flipping projects or PFP projects, whereas this is access to an actual service or a platform. These are things that are typically paid for with monthly subscriptions, right? But here you're getting perpetual access, including all future upgrades to the Pro platform, and that's why it's a big value win. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is we're actually going to explore the Solana Floor Pro platform, and we can see what some of the new features do and where the value and benefit is for you, or at least where I think it is for me. Of course, nothing in this video should ever be construed as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You should always do your own research and do what's best for you in your situation, because investing in crypto and NFTs or any of this stuff carries some inherent risk to it. So, without further ado, let's explore what you get when you mint the She Guardian or buy from secondary and gain access to the Solana Floor Pro platform. Let's go. So I'm going to begin my journey here by just going to SolanaFloor.com. And what's going to happen is when you mint your She Guardian and it's holding in your wallet, that's going to grant you access to the Pro features. Now, right here, I see this top banner. It's kind of got the Solana gradient. That's how I know I'm not on the Pro version right now. Also, the Solana Floor right here doesn't say Solana Floor. When I connect my wallet, it should transition into the Solana Floor Pro. So I'm going to connect my wallet, Phantom, and approve the signature request. And then just like that, it transitions to Solana Floor Pro. Now the background is black, and I see the little Pro indicated there. The first thing that I want to point out is something that's kind of new to Solana Floor. One of the things about Solana Floor and Solana Floor Pro is that Solana Floor, the free version, did not have like all of the projects listed. It only had specific projects that went out of their way to partner with Solana Floor and actually get the data hooked up and everything like that. So when I look at this list here, immediately what I'm seeing are these lights right here. These are projects that did not reach out to Solana Floor and reach an agreement to where they would actually have their data hosted. But now with the Pro edition, holders of the actual NFT now can get some data from these projects. And these are not small projects, guys. This is Shadowy Supercoders, Boryoku Dragons, DeGods, Fract, Meerkat Millionaire Club. And you may be asking yourself, okay, well, what's light about them? Well, let's jump into Boryoku Dragons for a second here. Again, they have no partnership or arrangement set up with Solana Floor at the time of this recording. So what you're going to get is just a lightweight version of the data. This is going to be like a 1-week snapshot where you could see what's happening for the last 7 days with this particular project. This is not going to be all historical data or monthly data. Beyond that, you get some of the insights or a lot of the insights that you would have gotten before, like the top 10 owners or the percentage of owners by quantity. You get some broken down aspects of how many NFTs of this particular project are in an individual wallet. You get some floor insights, which is pretty great. And of course, like always, you've got the ability to export the data with a CSV. I think the big takeaway here, though, is with the Lite Edition, there's really two takeaways. The first one is that this is a project that has not gone out of their way to meet with Solana Floor, but you, the holder, are still going to get provided with some data on this project, which is going to be a 1-week snapshot to it. The other interesting thing about this that you may or may not realize is that the She Guardian NFT actually comes with a little bit of governance with this. The community in the Discord will actually vote on which projects they want to add light versions of onto the Solana Floor Pro platform. So if a project mints, they never get hooked up with Solana Floor under any capacity, and they weren't able to come to an agreement to get the data hosted on the website, the community can still ask for this to be promoted on the website, to be placed on the website, and still get some data on the projects that they actually care about, which I think is a really, really cool thing, that now you have some say into what is actually posted. Again, this light is for the pro users only. This is not going to be something that's visible for people without the NFTs. So let's jump back to Solana Floor Pro for just a second. I'm going to click Solana Floor Pro. It's going to take me right back here. So now that I'm here, the one thing that's kind of interesting, I just want to point this out. You see it's still got select wallet, but it's actually cached in my browser that I've got access to the token right now. So I'm okay. I can navigate around the page. So the next thing that I want to take a look at is, let's take a look at something like the DJ Nape Academy. This is one that's not light. This is the full-fledged version. But one of the things that really, really, really got me excited was the fact that we can now explore all historical data dating back to when it was first listed on exchanges, and we could actually grab data off the chain and from exchanges. So the Pro Edition now comes with all data dating all the way back as far as it could possibly go. And I think that's a really, really cool thing, because up until now, we've been able to look at 1-day snapshots, 1-week snapshots, 1-month snapshots, but it doesn't tell you the overall trend throughout history of time. That's more of like a very micro snapshot. When you look at 1 week or even 1 month, that just kind of tells you what's happening today or in recent history, but it's not telling you how the project is doing overall. When I zoom out and I look at the entire data of, the DJ Nape Academy, I see a fantastic trend of a downward sloping trend of the number of listed tokens. This is not too surprising. People are finding their way into the Geniverse, and they're happy to hold it, and therefore the number of unique users is also, we're seeing an upward sloping trend here. This coincides with exactly what we're seeing here. As the prices are falling right now across all NFTs in Solana that we're experiencing, we're not too surprisingly seeing the number of unique holders growing with that, because new people are finding entrances into the project, and that's a very, very healthy thing. The other thing is this price versus rank chart. This is something that we deal with a lot. The refresh interval on this chart is going to be increased to be pretty significantly sooner, which is pretty nice. And the ultimate goal is ultimately going to be getting these things done as close to real time as possible, which I think is going to be very fascinating. That way you could actually see what is listed across multiple exchanges right now. See, if I'm hovering over the screen, you can see there's listings on Solanart. If I could try and get one up there. I just saw one on Magic Eden, and there's also Alpha Art. So we can see listings based on rank compared to price. Look, ooh, that's a pretty good one. Price is 91 Sol for rank 379. Wow, that's a fantastic purchase. I may have to go buy that. So, I mean, look, immediately I'm using this tool, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really amazing. So, anyways, I'm getting distracted by the awesomeness of this tool. And again, the same kind of insights that we've seen before already. The number of addresses, or the holders per address. And of course, when you click on one of these addresses like HFP, we all know HFP, it takes you into NFT eyes. There is a longer term plan with what we can do with this address, with this wallet address, and I think it's kind of interesting. I'm not going to spoil the fun there, but the creators of Solana Floor have some very fascinating ideas that will help you as a professional trader and how you can use these addresses. Maybe you want to jump in the Discord and start chatting with them a little bit more. I really would encourage you to do that. So these are some fascinating things that are going on here. And up until now, we've just looked at the main dashboard. We haven't looked at some of these other things that we have going on. Let's take a look at the listed tokens for a second. I think this is another really cool snapshot. Now, this is kind of something that's always existed to some degree. Obviously, we have the ability to sort by rank, so we can see the listed tokens based on rank and where they're listed at. We can see their prices, their value in US dollars, and then of course the attributes. So if we actually want to, filter out based on crayons or something like that, I can see now the rank with just filtered out based on crayons in the mouth, and the prices that they have here. I can also export this view as a CSV. So as I apply filters, the export gets updated like that. Again, there's even some more features coming to this particular view, but nonetheless, I will spoil this one because it's worth pointing out. The idea is that eventually we'll be able to actually click into this NFT and actually explore like the price history and the ownership data of that NFT, and how it's been moved throughout the blockchain. I think that's a really fascinating attribute or thing that's coming to the pro holders that I think is really, really fascinating. Now, Floor Insights, this is another really cool one, but this really is for you if you are holding these NFTs in your wallet. I am on a burner wallet right now. Obviously, I own Degen Apes. I have 5 Degen Apes in my wallet, and 13 Trash Pandas for that matter, if anybody cares. Actually 12, because I gave one away to my mom, Nana Trades. But nonetheless, if you are actually holding the NFTs in your wallet, like the Degen Apes, right here, it would give you floor insights into the Degen Apes that you hold, and it kind of tells you some value based on your listed tokens versus not listed tokens, and the trends that you're seeing within your own holdings, which I think is pretty fascinating too. Then, of course, there's the rarities section, which it actually tells you a breakdown of the attributes of the NFTs themselves. Now, a lot of these features are things that are on Solana Floor, but the Solana Floor Pro is going to provide boosts, I guess is the best way to put it, new data for you to be able to utilize. And of course, they're constantly enhancing that too, which I think is really, really fascinating. The other things that are up here that we haven't really talked about are things like My Floor Insights. This is where it actually hooks into your wallet and gives you a comprehensive view of your entire wallet based on the floor prices today. Now, there are some things here. The Solana Floor Pro, so solanafloor.com has a limit. The most that it can import, I think, was something like 200 NFTs. With Solana Floor Pro, maybe it's less than that. Maybe it was 50. I can't remember, but there was a limitation. With Solana Floor Pro, you have a max of 1,000 NFTs that it can import from your wallet and scan, which is something really useful for me because I have like 200-something NFTs at this point in my wallet. Beyond that, they are improving this. This is, again, I know I said I wasn't going to spoil any of the fun, but I'm going to spoil this one. They have something where, by default, this is the way a lot of projects work, or a lot of things that are trying to give you a snapshot valuation of your NFTs. You're like, well, the floor doesn't help me because I have rare NFTs, right? I've got an Ice Ape or a Leo Ape, and they're clearly above the floor. Well, one of the things that they're working on for the My Floor Insights for Pro holders is you'll be able to scroll down to your Leo Ape and say, I want this, the Leo fur, to be my base attribute. So go get the floor of Leos and use that to calculate this particular NFT's value. I think that's a really fascinating thing that was desperately needed. Now, with people with like 1,000 NFTs, that could end up being a lot of work, but nonetheless, it will give you a much more realistic view of the snapshot of your insights of your floor. And I think that's a really fascinating thing that I am very excited about that they're bringing to this. Now, the last one, and maybe one of the best access items that they have here, is the ability to create email alerts for whenever things get listed on the marketplaces. So here I can type in my fake email. So I'll say myfakeemail@gmail.com. And then I can create a new alert. So I'll choose my collection, something like Solana Monkey Business, right? And what I'm going to say is, you know what? When something gets listed with a Admiral hat, right? I really like the Admiral hats. And it's listed between a price of 0 and 125. If anything with an Admiral hat gets listed in that range, I want to be emailed. Boom, there we go. I've just created an alert right now that will email me whenever this particular listing becomes available. So this is a big win for me personally as someone who wants to be actively looking for a specific type of NFT or a specific attribute. And if it falls within a juicy price range that I really want, I don't want to miss it. So with correct notifications on, or maybe even correct automation tools, like using something like IFTTT, or, if you're really savvy in the technical world, something like an Azure Logic app or a Microsoft Power Automate, something like that. It can detect when this email comes in and send me a push notification or a text message or something like that, and I can take it a step further. That way I can be very proactive about sniping these types of NFTs that I really care about. So this is something that I'm pretty excited about for people who are very heavy into the data analytics world and want to dive deeper into understanding how the current market conditions and current NFT projects are faring out. Solana Floor is something that I've used and been a fan of for a long time, and I really appreciate the team for giving me a hookup and giving me some whitelist access to check out the pro features. I really dig the pro features, and I'm very excited about the pro features that are currently in development too. So if this is something that you're particularly interested in, the mint is going to be a good thing. Right here, you see they got a countdown right here for the She Guardian. They're minting them in batches. So batch 1 is going to go out Wednesday. I guess it's going to be right around one day from now. So it's going to be 11 a.m. Central Time is when that mint is going to go down. And this video is going to be releasing like right before that time. So that mint is going to be happening. If you're watching this right now when it's going live, that mint is happening like right now. And you'll be able to grab your She Guardian, and then that will grant you the pro access, which is something that I personally think is going to be a useful tool for people who actually like to dig into analytics and understand trends in the marketplace. Join the Discord and make sure you get in communication with the team about the things that they have coming, and let them know your thoughts and feedback as to how the platform is working. So this is a little preview to Solana Floor Pro. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one.